Hi, and welcome to Pots and Plants with Pots
and Plants.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be a thing now, because every time we do that, at the very end, you go, hell yeah.
I do. It's kind of our thing. I feel like that's kind of part of what we're doing. I took a dab, excuse me.
She's just dying.
I'm just dying. It's okay. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Is this lighting okay? Because you have this big ass glare.
You know what? Look at the overexposure in my neck and love it. Love it. Bitches.
Yes. I'm stealing my bucket.
Well, that's just not allowed.
Oh,
Fucking dare you.
stealing my bucket.
They be stealing my bucket. What the fuck, bitch?
Bro, what an old ass meme.
Oh my god. Yeah,
that is some I Can Has cheeseburger shit is what that is.
No, that's some shoes.
No, but do you remember I Can Has cheeseburger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's literally where that meme came from.
There's literally, I remember, that meme's gone on forever, but it's still around the same area of shoes.
Oh, yeah. Let's say definitely same era, but
same era,
I Can Has cheeseburger is where that
I
meme
Can
came
Has
from.
cheeseburger, or, Pawn and Z.
Yes.
It's cookie.
Alright. So, what are we doing today, Carrie?
Besides reading our group chat, which I should not be doing while we're podcasting,
No, shout out to the group chat.
Shout out to our group chat. We are going to be talking about some holiday shit, because this is coming out right around that Thanksgiving shit, which means Christmas is right around the corner. And yeah, as you can tell, we're not thrilled because we're adults. We're going to be talking about that. But first, let's discuss smoke and plants.
Yep.
I am still smoking on some Fire OG Dabby Dab. And I've still got some tree, and I've got this mint looking cart. And not looking, but mint tasting cart. And I've got my Coke, which is not a drug, but it is a drug.
Used to be.
And then I will also be playing my Switch in between shit, because I'm that's gonna be my activity, because I'm playing Crash Bandicoot, and I can't win this level. This level I'm on, I've literally tried it a million times and I can't get past it because it's so long and the checkpoints suck ass. And then Miss Plants over here is gonna be doing some shit. Explain what you're gonna be doing.
I'm gonna be watering some plants because it's plant chore day, and I got some stuff that needs to be watered. I got some stuff that probably needs to be repotted, trimmed up, treated for stuff. I just got plant chores to do.
It's a plant chore kind of day.
Yeah, I'm probably also going to be putting my Baltic blue pothos on a trellis today.
Which will be very cool to watch.
Yeah. But for starters, I'm gonna go water some stuff.
And I'm gonna brag for a second because look at these nails. Look at these nails that my bae picked out for me. They don't look great. They are on fake things and they are stick-on nails, but she picked them out and I am loving it. So yeah, we're gonna be discussing kind of the holidays and just how it's kind of changed over time. So as kids, we really enjoyed holidays. I don't know about Kylie, and she'll tell you more about her stuff, but me personally, I loved holidays as a kid. I saw my family. We kind of lived all over Missouri, so on certain holidays I would see my dad's side, which is in Nebraska and Tennessee and things like that, and then on my mom's side we all lived pretty locally, but it's very rare that we would all get together except on holidays. And so especially around Christmas time when presents for kids, and my great grandmother had she would make the sweet potatoes, and that's why I loved sweet potatoes, because Grandma Venna, which was my great grandma, would make them, and they were just my favorite thing ever. She's the reason I love them, not just because they're sweet potatoes and sweet potatoes are badass with marshmallows on top, but because she's incredible and I miss her a lot. She passed away a few years ago and she was amazing. But so yeah, that was very much my childhood as far as family. Like, my mom's side was all pretty close, and when we got to see my dad's side, it was a treat. So holidays were just really fucking exciting for us. I know, like, there's a couple Thanksgivings we went to Tennessee to see family. Some Christmases we went to Nebraska to see, like, my Oma and my aunts and uncles. And yeah, it was just a great time. I'm gonna pause right here at about 5.5 minutes. I'm gonna wait for Kylie to get back so that she can tell you about hers. And we're back. She's back. Hell yeah.
I filled up a whole bunch of water pitchers so that way I don't have to run back and forth and like not be in 80% of this podcast.
Well, and we can like that for just a minute while we do this, and then we can move back. But yeah, so we were talking about
put
in between
in its new pot. Oh yeah, sure that is. Yeah. You can look at my purple passion plant. That's what this is.
The one I won't touch because it's velvet. And
yes.
Velvet makes me go ew.
Yeah, also known as a purple velvet plant. So yeah, don't touch that. It's fine. It just needs water.
I know.
That's why it looks all sad.
I know. So we were talking about at the beginning, Christmas and holidays when we were younger, and I was saying how like I enjoyed spending time with my family that I see all the time because everyone would gather, and then we also went on a date a lot.
So Christmas for me was weird. So because of the custody arrangement between my mother and my father, I spent every other Christmas from the ages of like 1 to 18 with my dad. So I would spend one Christmas with dad, one Christmas with mom, one Christmas with dad, one Christmas with mom. And then on the whatever year I did not spend Christmas with my dad, I would spend Thanksgiving with my dad. So I alternated holidays with my mother and father. And my dad lived all the way down in Bastrop, Texas. So I had to fly in a plane twice a year, every year. Which is why now I'm like so comfortable with planes. Mm-hmm. And why honestly flying in a plane is a nostalgic and/or it's a thing I miss. Like I really miss being in a plane. I miss flying. It was such a staple part of my childhood and growing up that now it's like something that I crave almost, being in a plane.
That's fair.
So I would spend every other holiday with my father. And Christmas or Thanksgiving down with my dad was a lot different than Christmas or Thanksgiving with my mom, because my dad Thanksgiving or Christmas was more traditional, I guess. It was the whole family gathers together, we all open presents, have dinner, that kind of thing. Like it was definitely more of a we go to great grandma's house, have a big Thanksgiving dinner with dad and stepmom and grandparents from both sides of the family, great grandparents, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Whereas Christmas with my mom, I think Christmas was more about just like me and her. Where whenever I was a little kid, still believing in Santa. I would try to do
that is the age group.
Stay up late and try and
And that is the age group we're talking about. Is little believes in Santa. Little.
Yeah. So still believes in Santa. Tries to stay up late. Be like, Mom, I want to see Santa, and she's like, okay, honey, sure you are. But I kind of from a very early age realized that my mom was bullshitting me and that Santa wasn't a real thing. And then I was like, I know that it's my mom putting out the presents. Like I would have one present that said from Santa or whatever, and everything else would say from mom, because I'm not. My mother was definitely one of those people that was like, excuse me, not all of those presents were bought by Santa. The fuck, I think not. I paid good money for those presents, so I'm gonna put my name on them.
See, I find that so funny because, with the Santa thing, I didn't stop believing in Santa until I was about 9 or 10. So I believed in him a little.
Way younger than that.
Yeah, I was a little later than that. I was almost middle school age, right about the time that a lot of school-age kids start believing in Santa, but you were also homeschooled because this bitch is lame. No, I'm kidding.
It is what it is, though.
It'd be what it'd be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about the time. I think it was because I actually saw my mom putting out presents.
Yeah.
I snuck downstairs when I was supposed to be sleeping, and I literally saw her putting out the presents. And I remember what I got this year. It was those cheap horse toys that came in like multi-packs, where it was just like plastic horses, but they were like different. It was almost like American Girl style-esque, where it was like you get the horse, but then you get all the accessories separate. But it was all like dollar store horse shit, which I wasn't upset about. I never cared about the quality of it. It was a toy.
Yeah.
That's the thing about kids. Random, but they don't care what the quality is. It's a toy.
Yeah.
They'll play with it.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's like a very specific toy they've like seen on TV or
yeah, unless it's that.
Or...
But generally, if it's just like a random ass toy,
what they care about is what it is, not how much you paid for
exactly. You could have gotten that thing for $2 on a knockoff place, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, it's the thing." They won't know. But that was also after my parents' divorce. Ooh, careful. Oh, it's this thing.
That's fine.
That was also after my parents' divorce, and at that point, Christmases got a little different because, like yours, mine ended up being split. So instead of having my mom and dad both holidays, we would all go to my dad's family, or we would all go to my mom's family. It was very much the kids would be dropped off with my dad, and we would go somewhere, or it was my mom's family, but people were breaking up, like my aunt and uncle broke up, and then it was just like a ton of things. And then my older cousin stopped showing up, and then at some point, my great grandmother, which I talked about previously, because she was the reason I love sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows on top.
Yeah.
At one point, she passed away, and so it was just like slowly. It just, little things became less, and I was still excited about the holidays, but as I got older, there was a lot more trauma going on that we don't really need to go into too deep, but it made holidays really uncomfortable, and so it stopped being this joyous time and started being this uncomfortable time that I had to spend with family, and I would crave the time I could go back to, like, my friends and stuff. I don't know what your time was like during that, but then that was like my teenage years, where it's like holidays were like,
I mean, a lot of, let's say, as I got older, I think that the holidays, I mean, what my mom and I would do is, like, instead of Christmas being like a just family thing, we would start including our friends. And we would start having like these huge Christmas parties.
I remember
where
that.
we would invite everybody over, and the tradition became that we would hand out a present to each of the people that were there, and then we would count to 3, and then everybody would rip open their presents all at the same time.
Yeah.
And literally cover my entire apartment in wrapping paper.
It was great.
And then Mom would go around with a trash bag and gather it all up. And so that's kind of how Christmas turned into just me and Mom, to it being all of our friends and family coming over for this big one thing. And then like Christmas Eve, I would get to open my stocking, where I would get like candy and pajamas and, you know, little stuff. And then Christmas morning, we would also almost always have the party on like a day other than Christmas. Like, we would have everybody over like the weekend of, or the next day, or something like that. And then that way, you know, it wasn't on Christmas, so that way Christmas Day could still be just me and Mom, and she could give me like all of my big cool presents, like, between me and her.
Yeah.
But Thanksgiving for me, as I grew up, was definitely more family based, where we would like see everybody that we didn't really see a whole lot, but was still we still talked to. Like my, you know, Brendan, like my cousins and my Aunt Tiff and all that. But instead of us having like a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, we would instead, he's so cute. Fucking Riku's just rolling around on the floor over there.
He is, and he keeps like wiping his face, and
Yeah,
then he'll like
he's-
roll in a different direction.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, her son is so damn
He's
cute.
real cute.
He's an orange kitty, and he is just like,
He's just living his best life on the floor over there.
yes, he is like, I will roll around in this damn floor like it's catnip.
I'm not. I mean, what's the nugget?
It's a nugget.
I'm not talking to you, Wise. Lay down. Jealous bitch.
You say anything and stop wanting.
Yeah. I'll say, you pay attention to anybody else, and she just shows up. She's like, oh, we're getting attention now? No, bitch.
No, someone
I
else
wasn't
says.
talking to you. Don't be pushy. That's rude. Bad manners.
I'm sorry,
No,
I
so-
interrupted so bad right there, but I was like so easily distracted.
Thanksgiving in my house.
Thanksgiving in her house
was either spent at somebody else's house, because usually Aunt Tiff, I think, is who would host like the big Thanksgiving family dinner, and we would spend it at her house, or at least on my mother's side anyway. So we would take, so Grandma would be there, Aunt Tiff, all my cousins, all of Aunt Tiff's sisters, who she's got like fucking 8 of them, and so all of their families. So that would be like the big family Thanksgiving, where we'd have like the turkey and green bean casserole and all that other stuff. But then like we would have like a smaller Thanksgiving at a Italian restaurant called Buca di Beppo.
I just had them recently
Down in
again,
Plaza.
and oh my god.
Yeah, so that was our family tradition for Thanksgiving, was that we would go have Thanksgiving dinner at Buca di Beppo.
Which is, just so you know, it's not cheap,
because
but it's also
nobody wanted to fucking cook because they were tired of cooking because they done cooked for the big ass family Thanksgiving.
it's not cheap, but the
before.
portions are literally made to share. So you pay $20 for a bowl, but a small bowl feeds 2 to 3 people. So $20 for 2 to 3 people ain't half bad.
Yeah. So what we would do is we would order like 4 or 5 family size entrees, and then we would just share it all.
Yeah.
We would just like pass around the table, and everybody would get a little bit of everything and just share all of the giant bowls of food. And then we just kind of like sit and talk and laugh and stuff, and that was nice. It was a nice part of the holidays for me, is going to Buca di Beppo for Thanksgiving.
And then our 20s hit. And then we grew up a little bit.
Yeah.
And things got worse before they got better.
Yeah.
At least for me.
And then, like, you're not a kid anymore, so your mom stops really buying you these, like, multiple Christmas presents, and instead you have to start buying your parents Christmas presents.
Or in my case, you get 2 extra siblings once you are already a teenager, so now you have to start buying kids presents. Because I have 2 siblings.
Now you are old enough to be expected to buy presents for people.
Yeah.
And everyone is too fucking broke to do so. And everybody has to work, so they don't have time to come to the Christmas party. They don't have time to
Well,
make
and then you
Thanksgiving
stop
dinner.
going on like family trips to see people, and you crave spending more time with your friends, and then which creates problems in your family. Like, I got full on asked. I do not see my siblings very often, especially when they were younger. I have a lot of issues with my dad, as I've already mentioned, but I just didn't see my siblings a lot. And so I got berated by my mother for buying presents for the people I lived with before buying presents for my siblings, who I saw maybe twice a year.
Yeah, no.
So holidays in general just became super stressful, because I've got like 5 invitations of people saying, well, you should come to this, you should come to your family Thanksgiving, you should come to your friend's Thanksgiving, you should come to your dad's Thanksgiving, you should go to your mom's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'll say then it starts turning into like there's like 15 different fucking
Thanksgivings
dinners that you
and
have to go
Christmas.
to.
And Christmas.
Yeah,
And then
Christmas
if you
is the same
choose
way.
one over the other, it's a whole fucking war. It's a
Because
whole
they're like,
fucking
well, why
war.
did you go to their Christmas instead of our Christmas? Like, we love you more than they do. We bought you 3 presents, they only bought you 2. Like, the fuck? It starts turning into like this whole like tug of war situation, essentially, of like who can have the most people at their Christmas present or at their Christmas party. Yes, I agree.
Okay. Sorry, that's what we're talking about, is we were talking about how love hurts. Sorry, group chat. We were talking about how love hurts because someone's dog decides to tackle them with love all the damn time. And then I said, yes, love does hurt. And then I put like smoking emojis with a heart because I'm like, I smoke and that hurts. And then someone said we should all smoke together, and we're talking about Rape of the Genetic Opera. So we're like smoking and movie night. But yeah, no. And so that's when things got like just, you can do what you need to. That's when things just got like super fucking stressful. Here, I'm gonna turn it a little more this so that you're still in the frame. But things just got like a little more stressful at that point because like, you know, yeah, you just had everyone pulling you one way or another. And if you chose family over friends, your friends would get mad. But if you chose friends over family, your family would get mad. And it's like you just couldn't win. And so the holidays just became this super stressful thing.
And that was still kind of that way.
It's still kind of that way, but now I feel like as an older adult,
to your family.
Yeah. Family problems.
It's a purple passion plant. You're gonna have to like get out of frame.
Yeah. But no, I feel like also as almost 30-year-old women, as my lovely father just so reminded us recently, we get to make those decisions for ourselves, and everyone else just has to suck it. So like this year we're doing a Friendsgiving. It's not on Thanksgiving, so we still get to do that stuff. But then like I kind of want to go to my Thanksgiving or my family's Thanksgiving, but at the same time I got invited to hers, and honestly that one sounds way better.
Yeah. I was gonna say that I talked to Mom, and you are 1,000% invited to come to Thanksgiving at Mom's place. So, not my actual mother, my mother-in-law Mary, who is actually like speaking to me and in my life.
Yeah, we call Mary Mom.
Yeah,
that's who we call Mom. I mean, I have my mom.
That's my husband's mother.
If I talk about my mom, most of the time I'm talking about my biological mother. But if she starts talking about Mom and I start calling her Mom, it's Mary. That's the only person we both call Mom.
Yeah. My biological mother is a piece of shit.
Hey, so is my dad.
That's okay.
We're all good.
They should marry each other.
No, my dad's already married to the greatest woman in the world.
Yeah, but he doesn't deserve her.
He doesn't. But
so that's why the toxic bitches need to be together. It's so that way, like, your
Maria,
yeah, can like actually have a healthy relationship with a person who deserves her.
She's way too good for her.
Yeah, that's what
like,
I'm saying.
Even objectively, like even without all the shit that's happened in my past, she's way too good for my dad. Like as Jenna, as an almost 30-year-old lady, we can objectively say that as about the age my stepmother was when she met my father, what the fuck did you see in him?
I don't get it.
I don't understand, bitch. Don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, so then like, okay, so now as adults.
Okay, so now as adults, we're kind of in a midst of, it's less stressful because those of us who are close to us know that we are broke bitches. So if we can get anything for someone, it's a very special moment. But generally, we just enjoy spending time together.
Yeah, we were having this conversation yesterday. But this is kind of like whenever we decided on this topic.
Because we got real deep.
We did. I so much more appreciate the gift of your time more than I want the gift, like physical gifts. Mm-hmm. I don't want tangible gifts anymore. It is a lot more of like, I want to do things with you, go places with you, I just want to spend time with you. I want to, it is a gift of an experience or a gift of your time, mm-hmm. more that I appreciate more than a physical thing to give me.
Which is so interesting because I agree. I do enjoy spending time, but I also, because I do have a thing for me where my outward shows of affection a lot of times are gift giving when I have the money, because I'm like, I love you. Let me do things for you. Yeah. Let me get you things. I do appreciate when people are able to get me things, but I also am so understanding of being a broke bitch, and I understand when people can't. So when people are like, hey, I don't have a lot of money, but this is what I want to do for your gift. Like, I want to treat you to a movie night. So we'll make popcorn, we'll do ice cream and wine, and we'll just sit there and watch movies. I'm like, hell yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And probably my gift at that point would be like a blanket for the other person of, hey, let's use this at our movie night. So it ties in, but it's also still like what I can do.
Yeah. It's a lot like what my mom used to do, kind of gifts like that too, where she would put together these like she would do this for people at her work.
Mm-hmm.
She would get them essentially like themed gift baskets.
Yes.
But not like the super stupid like cheap bath ones with like the
like make it yourself.
Everything's all like the same scent and everything.
Uh-huh.
She wouldn't do those.
Ew.
Those she would do for like people we really, really didn't know that were apparently gonna come to the Christmas.
My mom and my sister both got those.
Yeah. So it's like, we have no idea who the fuck you are or what you like. So here, have this bath set. So that but my mom would make these themed gift baskets, and I remember one time she made like a movie night gift basket for the people that she worked with. So it was literally in like those like plastic popcorn containers, and she would put in like popcorn, candy, and like AMC theater tickets and like a drink coupon or whatever. So she would put together like these baskets that was like this, here, have this movie night.
So it's so funny you say that. I love that. But the reason I think it's so funny you say that is I did the same exact thing for my dad and Maria, except instead of buying tickets, I picked out 2 movies. One was an action movie and one was a romance movie. And I put it in there with, my father loves black licorice.
I mean, someone's gotta like that candy.
Yeah, but I did the good one. It wasn't the
twist.
I know, but it wasn't the Twizzler one. It was the Wallaby Australian one.
Okay.
So it was the quality shit.
Yeah.
I used that. I put popcorn in there. I think I put fuzzy socks in there and like some drinks. And I also did the popcorn bucket, and that was their Christmas present that year, was a combined movie night Christmas present. Yeah. So I think that's great, and that's exactly what I mean. Like, even if it's, our plan is movies and pizza, and we can't do much, maybe me being like, hey, I'll buy the pizza.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great plan. You supply the movies, I'll supply the pizza. We'll drink, we'll smoke, we'll have a great time.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we did for my birthday. Like, it wasn't, like, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, actual presents involved. It was a lot of, like, we ordered pizza and watched scary movies and had,
it was a great
like,
night.
ice cream and stuff.
It was a great
night. And so it was a good time. It didn't cost a whole lot of money.
No.
And it was for my birthday. So I was, like, fine with it.
Yeah, it worked out.
Like,
and
it doesn't have to be a big deal anymore, I think, is the point of, like,
being an adult,
is that it doesn't, like, as a kid, you're like, I want my birthday party to be the biggest, best birthday party ever, and then now as a kid, you're like, I just want to hang out.
See, here's the funny thing. Saying that, my favorite birthday, as of this moment, is this past year. And you know what we did this past year? We went to the zoo.
Hell yeah.
We went to the zoo on free coupons. Nobody spent any money on that. And then one of my friends offered to buy me something at the gift shop because she's like, it is your birthday, I'd like to do this nice thing. But I packed everyone lunches, which didn't cost a whole lot.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was just sandwiches and chips, and yeah, and we all just walked around the zoo. And then that night we all came back to my house. We ate homemade Indian food that everybody contributed to. It was a potluck style.
Yeah, it was great.
And we played games.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it was. It didn't cost a whole hell of a lot. I'm pretty sure on all the supplies for food, I spent less than $50.
Yeah. It's just literally just, like,
it was just like, I enjoyed, it is my
food
favorite
and chill.
birthday because my favorite people decided to show up and hang out with me. Even Gear
Yeah.
decided to show up and hang out, which I did not expect because Gear is not antisocial, just he's not a people person. He's an introvert. He doesn't really like to go out and do things, which I don't blame him for. But because he and I have been friends for fucking 10 years now, dude. He and I have been friends for 10 years. Might be 9 years because I might have met him when I was 19. But we've been friends for that long, and we've consistently been friends. We consistently hang out. Even if we go a few months without talking, all the time we hang out. And so the fact that he was willing to do that for me meant the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of one of those things where sorry, this is off topic, and we will get back to the regularly scheduled programming in a second.
Whatever. Tangents are fun.
Well, I've been thinking a lot. A lot of people are like, okay,
Do me a
backpedal.
huge favor.
Yeah.
In, like, see that towel that's in there? Can I have that?
How about I just hand you this?
That works too. That literally works too.
So I saw TikTok where this person was like demonstrating a therapy session, and the therapist went, "How do you feel about this person?" They're like, "Well, I wouldn't give him my kidney." And she's like, "What do you mean by that?" And she's like, "Well, there's certain people you'd give your kidney to, and there's people you wouldn't." And she's like, "Well, why about these nice people that you wouldn't?" And she's like, "Well, because they have other people." And she's like, "But what about your sister?" And she's like, "I just don't like her." But, like, here's the thing. My brain doesn't work like that. My brain works in a, would you be at my wedding? I don't plan on ever getting married. Kylie knows this. I don't plan to get married. I don't plan to have kids. It's not in my cards. I don't want it. Generally. Sometimes I fantasize about it. But I don't actually, like, genuinely want it.
It's not like in your
It's not a goal of mine.
top 10 life goals.
It's not even in my top 20.
It's not a bucket list.
It's not. But in saying that, my list of people is who would be at my wedding. That's how it's always been.
If you had one, yeah.
If I had a wedding, who would be there? Gear would be one of my bridesmaids. Hands down. You would be my maid of honor. We already know this. Matron of honor, bitch.
Yeah. I'm married as fuck.
My sister, my cousin.
Yeah.
Probably Natty.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I have 4 bridesmaids. But that goes into also what?
I live such a lonely life.
Would mine just be me?
I'm
Would
you.
yours supposed to be?
I'm literally you. That's fucking it.
The fact that I have 4 is astounding. The only reason I even have that many is because I still have family that I talk to.
Yeah.
Because 2 of those people are family members. And then I've got 2 people who I've slept with.
Oh
So
my
you're- So I have 5 people, my best friend, 2 family members, and 2 people I've slept with. That's who I have as my top people.
That's your wedding guest list.
Yep. Oh, that's just the bridesmaids. I don't think I'd have anyone else. Like, okay, if I only did like a small wedding, which I probably would, yeah, you pretty much would be the only ones invited, plus like the group chat.
Yeah.
And maybe some of my family. But yeah, no, the people I want most there that I consider who would be my bridesmaid are those people.
Yeah.
Everyone else can suck a dick.
Yeah. Pretty much. 'Cause this bitch decided she was gonna get spider mites. So now I have to clean her.
Okay, so update. We have some friends.
I'm making friends.
We're making friends, and these friends have not seen what I think is the greatest horror musical of all time, Repo the Genetic Opera. And so we are educating them.
Yes.
So we are planning a girls' night to educate these bitches. So we are absolutely educating them. So we are planning a girls' night for next weekend, and maybe after we watch
that's
that.
only gonna be like a few of them and not like the entire
I love
chat.
it. That's why I like this more, because it's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
And because I think they said they wanted to be in a podcast, so maybe we could like,
Yes.
maybe we could film a
Podcast and
podcast. Yes.
Podcast and repo.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're planning girls' night, and we're excited. We're excited. Oh my god! Look at that! Look at that!
All right. Yeah. So, holidays. We're talking about like gifts.
Yeah, just like that nowadays, it's a lot easier. And
We appreciate the gift of time instead of tangible, physical gifts. Or at least I do.
Oh,
I know I do. But I will say that if, like, for whatever reason somebody wants to get you, like, a tangible gift and you say, and they ask you, like, what do you want? And they actually get you what you ask for.
That is like the greatest thing
That is
ever.
amazing. I appreciate the hell out of those people. My mother was actually one of them because she asked me a couple of years in a row, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? And I would tell her, because I wanted adult things. Because I didn't have these adult things. I asked her for a set of pots and pans. And she bought me one. And it's amazing. And then, the next year, she said, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, I want a drill. A drill. Because I don't have one and I want one. And she said, I bet, and bought me a drill. And by mom, I mean biological mother, by the way. The one that I no longer speak to. She bought me pots and pans and a drill. and a toolbox. Because the toolbox I have under there, she bought me that.
Nice. My mom bought me just because, stop eating the plant. Just because she is worried about our safety because her kids are broke bitches and our cars break down a lot. She bought us all car safety kits.
Nice.
Like roadside kits. So like we have flares in them and shit.
Heck yeah, that's nice.
Which I'm like super excited for because I also now have jumper cables, which is also very good.
Very cool.
So yeah.
I do not have one of those. I don't even think I own a set of jumper cables. I really should get some.
Now I know what I'm getting her for Christmas. Okay.
No, I don't think I own a set of jumper cables.
Yeah, we're gonna.
But I think I'm also so used to the van that I used to have that I literally could not give somebody a jump start if I wanted to.
Well, yeah, but this is for you to get a jump start if you
No,
need it.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, because I had the van where I couldn't give anyone a jump start, I never bought jumper cables because I couldn't use them.
Dramatic. So yeah, no, holidays are stressful time, and then also with that, the other thing we're going to discuss is that daylight savings time, seasonal depression.
Yeah.
I don't know about you all, but
Which daylight savings time is no longer a thing, which is nice.
Yes, this was the last time. I know I was telling Gear about that, and then he's like, oh, well, they've been saying that. I'm like, no, they put it into effect. He's like, they've been saying that. And I'm like, okay, whatever, you'll see.
Like, no, it's like been made law now. Like,
yeah.
it's official. No more daylight savings time. No more changing your clocks.
Yeah, but the seasonal depression has been real this year, because trauma brain is already a thing, and then on top of that, you've got, like, it's getting darker earlier, so, like, you can't be as productive, so your brain wants to shut down, which means you sleep more, which means you are just not getting as much going, you know?
You're not living, queen.
You're not living. And it's okay. I had it really bad. Like, Miss Kylie had the really bad sicky virus, because I don't know if we will get demonetized for that one. But she had that really bad virus that's all over the world, that you get sick for a couple weeks, and you should have 2 vaccines and a booster for, or a couple boosters.
Which I do.
Yeah, no, I know. But yeah, no, so seasonal depression has been a brat because she's been sick, so, and she's my person that I usually rely on, and so because she was sick, I was like, I don't think it's a good idea to bother her too much. Really? Yeah, seasonal depression has been a bitch.
The leaves wiped off. Now she looks much better.
So, if that's the case, what I did, I'm still working through it because I had some other shit come up, but definitely don't be afraid to reach out and let them know, your people know that you're struggling. Even if you don't think they'll care, a lot of people do understand and do care.
It's true.
And then also, try to, while you do see sunlight, try to like open like the blinds on the window. Try to get as much of that sunlight while it is available. I know that's harder for a lot of us that work 9-to-5 jobs, because by the time we get off work and we're driving home, usually the sun is setting. which is super, super frustrating. But if you work in an office, I mean, like on a break or on a lunch, try to like sit by a window where you're getting some of that light in, just to kind of help you get through that day. Also, if you have like a small UV light, I use a nail light, but just like keeping that active every now and then, just to bring some of that warmth to you, it really does help. Also, drink your water, take your meds, and go to therapy if you need it. My public service announcement for the day.
Yeah. Here's your PSA.
Oof. Oh my god.
They're really like small and delicate, but roots. What else about the holidays? Decorations! I love decorations.
I love seeing decorations. I don't like decorating.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm the weirdo that really likes decorating.
It's true, but you like decorating all the time because
It's true. I like decorating for whatever. Like I'll decorate for no reason. I'll decorate for.
She'll decorate for Easter, and this bitch don't believe in Easter.
Yeah. Oh, Stara.
Okay, you'll decorate for whatever.
I will decorate for a holiday that doesn't exist. I don't care. I enjoy the decorating portion of the holidays because it means that I get to like it really excites the creative portion of my brain. Is what it does. Because my brain is like very creation artist based, and so anytime that I get to use that part of my brain goes, yay, art and stuff. We get to do fun things.
See, I just see it as a chore, but that's because around my grandparents' house, when they were decorating, you had to help. And there was just so much to decorate.
Yeah. See, that kind of ruins the fun of decorating then. If it's like made to be a chore to decorate, it's not like fun and a creative process. And it's not, it takes away all the fun parts about decorating. Because decorating is supposed to be this really fun, creative process where you get to like decide where things go and make it new each year, and like it's supposed to be exciting. It's not supposed to be a chore that you have to do. That's why I like decorating, is because it means that I get to like use all my creative brain muscles. Purple passion plant has been repotted into this nice, I think, 6-inch pot. I think it's a 6-inch pot. So I repotted it. I think it was out of a 4-inch. I think I moved it from a 4-inch to a 6-inch. And I repotted it using the De La Tanks soil mix from Tank's Green Stuff.
Yay! Tank's Green Stuff.
So yeah, all potted and watered. So hopefully she'll perk up in a little bit and look a little happier. And then I'll put her into this nice gray cash bow.
And we're back. Hi. We're making more plans for our girls' night.
Yeah.
Gonna
be a good time.
Great time.
I am now currently wiping off the leaves of my Monstera Peru.
Peru.
Just so we're updated on what planting things I'm doing.
It's a Peru.
Peru.
It's
yes.
a Peru. Yay.
Peru, like Paris.
Paris, except
But
Peru. Oh my god.
That's another thing I used to do as a kid. I will also take one, please. Thank you. That's a thing I used to do whenever I was a kid. As far as like decorations are concerned, I would, my mom and I used to drive around and look at the Christmas decorations.
Holidays.
Also,
This
I was
time of
talking
year.
about like driving around and looking at Christmas decorations?
I love looking at Christmas decorations. There's a thing around us called Christmas in the Park. And I will say that is one of the good memories I have hanging out with my dad's side of the family with the little ones, because we would just sit in the truck and drive through and see all the pretty lights, and it's just so pretty. I love her neighborhood because they did Halloween really, really good this year. There were lots of decorations, so I'm very hopeful for Christmas. To walk around and see all of those pretty lights.
If you want to see some fucking Halloween decor, go to Colorado.
Oof.
My dude, the Halloween decorations there are on another level. There was, okay, so you know, you aren't like a part of like a whole lot of the goth decor or aesthetic pages on Facebook like I am. However, do you know about the 12-foot skeletons from Home Depot?
Of course I do.
There was a person in Colorado whose yard had like 6 of them. That's great. It was awesome.
There was a place.
There was like a whole bunch of like the big skeletons and then like literally a horde of little skeletons in their yard.
I really wish you had been around some of the neighborhoods up by my house, because there was a girl who had dolls in her yard that were like killing each other, and like, and it was right by a school too. It was like a block away from a school. And then there was another one right across from the school, which was a bunch of skeletons fucking playing cards. And oh my god, I thought about it so many times, but I kept forgetting to ask you to come take a drive with me up around there, because it was just so fucking fun.
Yes.
And next year we will definitely have to. But yeah, it was like a whole yard of like, there were babies, like, it's gonna be a little graphic, so trigger warning. There were babies like up baby dolls, hung around a tree by the neck. And like there was another one that said, "Come play with us," and it was just so cool. Yeah. It was so dark and twisted.
Vibes.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it so much.
Awesome. Alright. This plant is watered and wiped down. I put the powder stuff on it to kill anything that was on it. Now I'm wiping the leaves back off.
Bet.
So that way it does not hinder photosynthesis. I am very picky about my
Coke
soda.
or Dr. Pepper. You do drink Dr. Pepper sometimes.
Oh, yeah, if like Coke is unavailable, because Dr. Pepper is technically a Pepsi product.
It's technically owned by its own company, actually. It was, it is its own company. That is why at certain,
but it's almost always sold at places that sell Pepsi products.
Except for like McDonald's, which only sells Coke products. It's its own company now. I think it's,
The more you know.
I think it's like with Sierra Mist.
Oh, okay.
Sierra Mist is,
Well, Sierra
like,
Mist is also Pepsi.
7-Up is Pepsi. Or maybe it's with 7-Up. Hold on. We're double checking this, because I know I'm right about Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper does not have a complete network of bottlers, distributors. Okay, so it's bottled under contract by Coke and Pepsi.
Okay.
So it is.
That
it
explains
is.
why
Yeah,
it's
it's okay.
McDonald's
Dr.
then.
Pepper, 7-Up products. Those 7-Up was the one I was thinking of. Dr. Pepper and 7-Up are together, but they are also by both, so they can be distributed by either, which is why Dr. Pepper out of the bottle will taste a lot more like a Pepsi Dr. Pepper, but Dr. Pepper from like McDonald's tastes a little bit different.
Sure.
Well, I think they taste
I don't drink Dr. Pepper enough to know.
It tastes different.
But I will say that Coke from McDonald's tastes different than. Okay, so that is a lot more to do with the fact that like Coke has. This is a whole separate fucking discussion topic.
I love this though. Let's keep going.
So Coke out of like the fountain at McDonald's you'll notice that it will taste different than Coke from pretty much anywhere else, and that is because Coca-Cola, the company, controls the carbonation to syrup ratio at McDonald's. Like it's literally computerized because they want the Coke to taste a certain way out of McDonald's.
It also has
and it's a lot more watered down. There's a lot more of the carbonated soda water in Coke that you get out of fountains at like Quick Trip or other convenience stores than at McDonald's.
It also has to do with McDonald's straws are actually thicker so that you get more as it rises through.
Mm-hmm.
And so it allows for more of that bubbliness, which is why it tastes a little more spicy. But yeah, no, it's totally a thing.
You know, my guilty pleasure beverages are Coca-Cola and chocolate milk.
Mine is Dr. Pepper and probably apple juice. Apple juice. I love me some apple. No, orange juice. I don't know why, but I will always get an orange juice, especially if it's from McDonald's. I know that shit's only like Minute Maid or High C or whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever.
But for whatever reason, their orange juice, I kill for that shit. I'm like, give me some of that orange juice, motherfucker.
See, I've never been a big orange juice person. I can drink orange juice as long as it is no pulp orange juice.
That's fair. That's fair.
I am not a pulp drinker.
You don't want your chunky orange juice.
No, if I have to chew my orange juice, I'm pouring it down the drain. I'm throwing it in the trash.
That's fair.
No. Yeah, no. I don't know. Let's see. I know you are not a big cranberry juice person.
I hate cranberry juice. I hate it. I don't know why. It's too bitter.
See, I was raised on it. So
I was too, though. That's the problem. My grandpa at my grandparents' house. My grandpa, if we wanted anything other than water, we would only be allowed to have cranberry juice because that's what my grandpa had. And my grandpa is a kind fucking soul who would allow you to have his cranberry juice. That was his. He's like, if you want something, I will let you have this. And so I drink it a lot. It's just so tart.
Mm-hmm. It's
too much. I cannot stand it. It's kind of like with blueberries. Like, I don't mind blueberry flavored things.
Yeah.
And occasionally, if
like
it's warm,
like in stuff.
If it's warm, I'm okay with blueberry pie. But that is the only thing I found with, or there was a cake. There's like this ridiculously berry delicious 3-layer cake that you can get from Hy-Vee that everyone rates as fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. That has blueberries in it, and I did like that. But that cake is perfection, and I don't know what they put in that shit. Probably. She said crack, and yes, probably. But otherwise, I don't like blueberries. No, like fresh blueberries or like blueberry smoothie. No, it's just not my thing. I always get this wrong, so I'm gonna try. You don't like cherry flavored things.
Yes.
Got it right. I always mix it up with strawberry, but I'm allergic to strawberry in a small sense. I think I got over that allergy. I don't know. We'll explain that in a bit. But she does not like cherry flavored things.
Yeah, no. I'm not big on cherry flavored stuff. I really, really don't like blue raspberry or green apple flavored things.
But you know what she does like? Lemon.
Watermelon.
And watermelon.
And orange.
Orange is pretty good.
But especially lemon.
I like lemon too.
Lemon.
Lemon is great.
Lemon is my favorite.
Lemon is bae.
Lemon is bae. Sorry to my spider plant, which is putting off babies.
Again?
Yeah.
My goodness.
And look at this little seed pod. Like, how cute is that?
You are blooming so much.
And look at this.
More babies. All the babies.
All the babies. She just needs water. Like, she needs a drink, like, real bad. Like, look at this. She'd be thirsty.
She'd be thirsty. Oof. Yeah, I definitely need to clean her out.
Yeah, so, what else about the holidays? Like, talk about presents, grown up, decorations.
I will say, I do enjoy.
What's your favorite holiday food?
Oh my god! You bitch.
Food. We gotta talk about the food. That's like the most important.
Well, I was gonna talk about shit, and then you gotta hit me and interrupt my ass.
You're welcome. That's because I wanted to talk about food.
Okay.
Because I'm a fat bitch.
So I really, really like, as I said, the sweet potato casserole with marshmallows on top. That was always one of my favorites. I enjoy green bean casserole. I cannot eat too much of it because I got sick on it one year because I ate Thanksgiving dinner and then went to drink with some boys with my sister, and then someone offered me some weed, and I was not a huge pot smoker. I had smoked pot, but I was not a huge pot smoker, and I got sick. Like, profusely vomited all over everyone and everything, and had to borrow pants that did not fit me from the guy's house we were at. And then he dropped me and my sister off with it, and I never talked to them again.
What a great story.
It's a great story. I mean, it kind of is reminiscent of the time I got, I don't know why, because it's completely unrelated, but I think it was around the holidays when I went to Pitt State. I got really drunk at a house party and made out with this tiny ass pixie looking girl named T on this guy's lap while we were smoking hookah and drinking. Like,
also a great story.
Yeah, she and I were just making out on his lap, like, while he's sitting here, like, she's on one leg, I'm on the other, and we're just, like, having our way while he's like, holy shit, that's so hot. And then we, like, me and my friend Caroline stayed until, like, 3 a.m., and then we were dancing to Taylor Swift in the middle of the living room singing along, while these, like, almost 30-year-old dudes, mind you, this was, like, fresh into college, 19 years old. These, like, almost 30-year-old dudes are just, like, hanging out because they're in a band, which is why they're hanging out with us. And they're like, oh my god, she can sing, that's fun. And I was like, no, I can't, but thanks. You're just really drunk. I have some stories.
Well, you were choir, so I'd say you could sing.
I used to be able to somewhat sing. Years of cigarettes and weed have damaged my throat a lot, so I can't carry as well. And I have been without training for a very long time. So I can sing certain things, but most of it just sounds terrible. But I will unashamedly sing.
I have had
when I'm watching movies.
Literally zero training.
And she sings wonderfully.
See, people say that. And it's it's not.
Most of the time, though, I hear her rapping.
And it's
so.
not a disbelief
Yeah.
of that I can sing. It's
you don't hear it from our perspective.
Yes, exactly. I don't hear it from your perspective, so I'm like, I guess I sing good. What is sing?
Well, and the funny thing is a lot of times because of the music we listen to together, if it's not Panic at the Disco or some version of pop punk emo music, it is EDM or hardcore sex and drugs rap, and we will rap that shit together.
Hell yeah.
So our version
I will sing to you all of the words, not on the podcast.
To Money by Drugs.
No,
I can sing that one.
Also that. But fucking
Excuse me. I don't know, honey.
Damn it. The Real Slim Shady.
Please stand
by
up.
Eminem.
Please stand up.
I will sing all of the words to that, and then also damn it, what's the one about, vomit on his sweater already, mom spaghetti. Like, I don't remember the name of the song.
Lose Control.
No.
Lose Control.
Is
by
it that one?
Eminem.
Sure.
Bitch, you better never let it go. You only got one shot. Do not let your chance to roll. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Copyright.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that song. Whatever that one's titled, because I don't remember it on there for whatever reason. I can sing you all of the words to that also.
I love my best friend so much.
I have strange talents.
The other thing I was gonna say was that I do love New Year's.
Oh yeah.
New Year's is fun.
New Year's has always been like the party holiday.
It is. It's like
that's the holiday where everybody is like, it's like expected for you to get turned as hell.
And if you also don't decide to, one, you're viewed as lame, but also those who know just are like, cool, okay, yeah, you can go to bed. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want to stay up till midnight, you're expected to get turnt, and if you don't stay up till midnight, that's cool.
Yeah. You know, I like New Year's. New Year's has always been fun. New Year's was always a really big thing with my mother and her significant other.
Yeah.
Biological mother and her
partner, yeah.
And her partner. But like, I don't even remember what John and I did this last New Year's. Did we do anything? I don't remember.
I was with you guys we were.
I think we like live streamed the ball dropping on like his computer or something.
Let me see.
Like we just kind of like chilled and hung out.
I think I was hanging out with Mike and them at the motel. Was probably what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna expect that, yeah, you guys probably live streamed the ball drop and then went to bed.
Yeah. The big like get turnt holiday. Ooh, look at that. Look, she's got roots popping out the bottom now.
Oh, yay! Maybe we should go ahead and repot her too.
She's got roots popping. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer.
Okay.
Just because of what time of year it is.
And she's also thirsty, so no need
Yeah.
to displace her while she's trying to drink.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, this year we will probably
Do you see the?
be doing
You
something.
can see the.
That's so pretty.
Plants are so fucking cool.
They really are. They really are.
This is why I own plants. It's because they're so fucking cool.
I'm really fucking cool.
Yeah, this is my lemon lime maranta, which was very tiny whenever I first got her, and she is fucking just
She's
living.
thriving. She's thriving.
She was like 4 or 5 leaves when I got her.
I thought it was like 3 or 4.
I think she had like a couple of really big leaves, and then there was like a couple that were kind of looking.
Gotcha.
Speaking of looking leaves, I'm gonna pick this one.
Clip a couple.
She looks kind of sad. There we go. I'll like move all my trash in a minute.
How dare you?
Yeah, so
How dare you have them on a part of the table?
My favorite food from the holidays is the one that made you sick.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot fruit salad.
Oh yeah, you did use some fruit salad?
Okay, so here's the thing. My grandmother makes fruit salad a very particular way.
Okay.
There is sour cream in it. However, there are also marshmallows. And that's with fruit cocktail. And so you mix all of that together. And that was our fruit salad. I think there might be something else in there, like Cool Whip or something. But
I think there's usually Cool Whip in fruit salad.
well, she also put like just a dab of sour cream to just give it a little bit of an edge so it's not overbearingly sweet. And it fucking worked. It was delicious. My grandmother had requests from all of us grandkids to have fruit salad at every single family gathering. Like, even though my grandmother doesn't even host the family gatherings anymore, she is expected to bring fruit salad to everyone. Uh-huh. Yep.
See, Grandma would like to make a formal request for fruit salad.
Yes. Grandma, do you love me anymore? Like, I know I'm not your favorite grandchild and you don't see me very often, but I humbly request, give me fruit salad.
Yes.
I do love my grandma. I'm not as close with her. I don't know why, we just never have been. I think because, like, she and my cousin always did, like, crafts and stuff. My brother lived there for a while.
Yeah.
My sister is just has been closer to, them physically for a long time, so like she sees her more often.
Dad and I feel like your sister, she's the baby, right?
My sister she was the baby of all the cousins.
Yeah.
Until Lucas and Bella, which are not in fact related to my grandparents.
Yeah, I feel like your sister is like, because she was the baby, like she's like the favorite.
No, yeah, and yes and no. Like, she also She was favorited by my dad for being the baby. But, like, my grandparents really didn't play a whole lot of favorites. Like, I remember a lot of good times with my grandparents. My grandparents are great. So I don't think anything with them was valued as far as her being the baby. I think it was just she was around more and I was more distant. Yeah, and I was just more distant in general, especially when I was living with you and then I was at the motel. Like, and then COVID, like, there was just, things have always been a little more distant than my sister. Plus, they have much more similar
beliefs or moral
beliefs.
Yeah.
Political views. I agree. So yeah. But it's all good. I also value the people that are in my life.
Yeah.
And I still value my grandparents. They are misguided, but I love them.
Yeah.
And that is not in any way meant as an insult to them. I just don't agree with them.
Yeah. It is a difference of...
I wish I could say opinion,
I'm
but
gonna say,
it's not an opinion.
I'm not going to say opinion. A difference of...
values.
Yeah, difference in values.
And that's okay. That's not. But we're going to say it's okay because we're not going to get into it on this.
Yeah, right.
I don't think this is the place to start this.
That is a discussion for a different time.
Maybe a few years' time, because I don't know that I'll ever be fine with going on a podcast and saying certain things, sadly. Because I'm still scared for my life.
You can also talk about the current legislation in Missouri.
Oh yeah. So we passed. We are legal. We are legal recreationally. Oh my God.
I'll say it was on the ballot for this past November, and we just voted. I was sick, so I couldn't go, which sucks. And I would have done like absentee ballot, but I didn't know that I was going to be sick, so didn't do that.
I was also not feeling well, and she had tested sick, and so I was unaware of if I was
sick.
We're just not going to say that word. But because she had tested sick, I was testing not, but it takes a minute, and I wasn't going to risk it. I didn't feel well, and so I was like, it seems too big of a risk right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there to vote, but it was just like I had to also be responsible. Oh my God! Hi, baby.
I feel like I need to repot this.
Hi. I feel like I'm like, oh no! I saw something fall.
It's fine.
I feel like I'm like plumping the curls. You know what I mean? Like just. You are so pretty.
It doesn't have like roots coming out of the bottom, but like the soil is also getting like so. It's like pulled away from the sides in the pot.
Okay, so I mean, maybe you should go ahead and repot it.
Maybe it is repot time for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're gonna have to hang out right.
Do.
You're gonna hang out right here for the moment. Okay, all right. While I get some supplies together to repot this. By the way, what it is a twisted lipstick plant. Just for, those of you that were wondering and see the plants and are like, ooh, what is that? That's a twisted lipstick plant. So yeah. Anything else holidays-wise? So we talked about food. Probably my least favorite Thanksgiving Day food or Christmas food is turkey.
Oh, I feel that. I like ham.
Yes.
Don't like turkey.
I'll say that is so just for a heads up for you, there will be both at Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
Because Mom always does both because she's like traditional in the sense that like she wants to have a turkey for Thanksgiving dinner, but also knows that my husband won't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So she makes a ham to go with it.
That's awesome.
So she makes both.
See, I will eat turkey. I do like turkey. I just only like dark meat, and everybody likes dark meat, and so I never get any.
I just don't because most of the time it's overdone, or it's not done with enough like brining or anything to make sure that it's still moist after you cook it, because 9 times out of 10 the turkey that is made at Thanksgiving dinner is dry.
See, then I think you just didn't have the right ones, because my grandparents' turkey was always moist.
But I've had several different people's turkeys and it all just tastes like dust.
Yeah, see, ours is always like, there's always liquid on the plate underneath the turkey when you put it down.
Yeah. Well,
Like, it's moist. So,
You're
like,
so
let's
big,
see,
though.
food. We don't do travel anymore because of the sickness. Not like we like to travel much in the beginning anyway. Not for family.
I mean, okay, not to visit family.
Not for holidays for family, unless it was playing for your dad. But
Which,
even then.
speaking of my dad, he's going to be, I think you were here for part of this conversation.
Yes.
He's going to be visiting the first or second week of December.
Does
like
this mean
the
we'll have to
9th or
have dad
10th or
on the
whatever?
podcast?
Oh, good lord, my dad would never. He's far too much of an outward appearance, has to look a certain way kind of a person. I'm not even sure my dad listens to podcasts.
That's good.
My dad is very concerned about the way that he presents himself to the world, and is also very concerned about the way that I present myself to the world.
Same! On both counts for my father person.
Yeah. He is just overly concerned with the way that the world views he and I.
Mm-hmm. But I think we do have enough time. Okay, so we're gonna end this here. I will say, on an exciting note, we're gonna have some guests for the next podcast.
Oh yeah!
We're gonna be introducing some of our friends, which is very exciting. Yes, I know it's shocking. We have friends other than each other.
Friends.
we have friends other than each other, which is shocking, but there you go. And then socials. This is at Midna Monstera on everything except the OF, which is Mommy Monstera. And then I am the Care Bear Girl, either IRL or URL, depending on what it is. But that's on everything, the Care Bear Girl, and OF as well. And I think that's it for this week. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for doing plant stuff with us and talking
Getting
about
ready to
the...
repot this monster. This is that twisted lipstick plant I mentioned. We're gonna go from I think this is probably a 6-inch pot to an 8-inch.
No, you've been down with the sickness.
Yeah.
I'm
down with the sickness. Joy Solomita.
So no, I think that's it. Thank you guys again for hanging out with us. Once again, I'm Pots, that's Plants. We love hanging out with you, and we will see you all next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.